Howdy everybody, welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown and today is Training Tip Tuesday, and the horse that I have right behind me, he's standing on this tire here. It's a big old tractor tire. This is Governor. And Governor has been with me for a couple months now, and today's the first day that I worked with him on getting up on this tire. And I want to talk to you today in this training tip about how to get your horse up on this tire, why to do it, and the benefits of doing it. Well, how do I do it? Basically, the concept is I just move his feet right to left until he starts to approach that tire. And once he approaches it, and that could be as simple as putting his head down and sniffing it, chewing on it, stepping towards it, anything like that. This is basically trailer loading 101, and he stepped off there and is just 3 feet on, and I'm going to let him just relax there for now. That's fine. But eventually if he steps off, I want to just get him back up there, and he can rest when he's standing up on top, and then he has to move his feet if he decides to step down. But I'm going to move his feet right to left until I can get him to start to approach that tire, and eventually he'll start to put a knee on it, start to put a foot up, pretty soon put 2 feet up, so on and so forth, until I can get all 4 feet up on that tire. Now, once he gets 2 feet up there, I'll let him rest, let him relax, just like I do in trailer loading. I let him rest when they get the 2 feet in. I want him to learn to be comfortable with those 2 feet up and the 2 front feet up and the 2 hind feet down, or 3 in, 1 down, whatever. Something to get him so he's at an angle like this. He's angled into the trailer or angled onto this tire. Help him feel comfortable being at this angle. And then eventually I'm going to step him fully over it until he starts to place his hind feet on that, and just move him over the tire multiple times until he starts to use his hind feet and touch that tire with his hind feet and actually push off the tire with his hind feet. And then once I get him stepping over that, then I'll start to ask him to stop on top of that tire. Now, why would I do this? Well, it's important in my opinion, and now I don't do this with every horse, but I'm doing it with him, and I do it with some. For him, I just decided, it's one more thing that I can show that he's being responsive, he's not being reactive, and he's accepting that I'm his leader by asking him to get up on that tire. He's a very resistant to leadership horse. He's a very dominant horse, possibly proud cut. I won't say he is, but he certainly has acted that way a number of times when I've been working with him, and he's quite dominant, biting, kicking, that kind of stuff. So in order for me to get him up there, for him to respond to me appropriately and get up there, that takes a lot of leadership on my side, from my side, and a lot of followership or ability to follow on his side. And so that's important in getting him to do this exercise. This exercise also helps me see how well he can move his feet and navigate challenging obstacles. When I'm out on the trail, sometimes there are challenging obstacles, rocks, logs, and other uneven terrain that makes riding out on the trail sometimes a little bit dangerous. And so a horse being able to do this, to step up on this tire and stand there and be relaxed to it, is going to be probably a safer horse out on the trail. And how long did it take me to get him to do this? And I am going to have a training video in the Reata Horsemanship membership teaching you how to do this, how to get a horse to step up on a tire like this. It's just like trailer loading, very similar to trailer loading. It's basically getting him to step onto and off of something that feels unstable and he's unsure of, but he learns to follow my leadership and get up there. I had a mule one time that took me just a couple of minutes, maybe 10 minutes max, to get him up there with all 4 feet standing on the tire. And with him, it's taken about 30 minutes, 15 minutes to get his front feet up there, and another 15 minutes to get both front feet and hind feet to stand up on that tire. So yes, you can get it done in 15 to 30 minutes if you got a horse that knows his groundwork, that knows how to yield his hindquarters, that knows how to do pass-through. He has to be really good at that before I ask a horse to do this. If he's not good with his groundwork, I am not going to try to teach him to get on this tire. He's got to be just basically turnkey groundwork horse in order to start working on a tire like this, because it can be a very dangerous activity if the horse doesn't know what they're doing when you ask them with certain cues. So I hope that gave you a little insight today in why you would do this with a horse and how long it takes. Now, some horses may take longer than that, and depending on your skill level and how well the groundwork goes, and how good your horse is at the groundwork and how good you are at giving groundwork and giving those cues, that will create a lot of variation in how long it takes to get all 4 feet up on this tire. But you can do it pretty quickly if you know what you're doing and if your horse is well prepared. Hope you guys have a great day.